101 or online at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. Right now, it's 73 degrees.
WTIM.
You're listening to WTIM, your information station. Time now for your expanded local news. I'm Reed Kamai. With today's heat index reaching near 110 degrees, the American Red Cross of Illinois is reminding residents to take precautions as dangerously high temperatures move into the region this week. Health advocates say extreme heat can be dangerous for anyone, and they're encouraging everyone to remember 3 important steps: stay hydrated, stay cool, and stay connected. The Red Cross recommends drinking water regularly and are urging residents to drink about a cup every 20 minutes, even if you don't feel thirsty. People should avoid sugary, caffeinated, and alcoholic beverages, and parents should make sure babies are being fed often. Signs of dehydration can include fewer wet diapers or darker urine. Residents are also encouraged to stay cool by spending time in air-conditioned locations. If your home is too warm, consider visiting places like a mall, library, or cooling center. Outdoor workers and athletes should take frequent breaks in the shade and drink water or a sports drink every 20 minutes as well. Kelly O'Connell, CEO of Red Cross Illinois, says knowing how to protect yourself and loved ones during extreme heat can save lives. O'Connell is also asking people to check on friends, neighbors, older adults, those with chronic conditions, outdoor workers, and athletes during the heat. It is also crucial never to leave a child or pet unattended inside a parked vehicle, and to make sure pets have access to fresh water and shade. The Red Cross says heat-related illnesses can become serious quickly. Heat cramps may include heavy sweating and muscle pain. Heat exhaustion symptoms can include weakness, dizziness, fainting, nausea, vomiting, and cool, clammy skin. Anyone experiencing those symptoms should move to a cooler place, drink fluids, and seek medical help if symptoms continue. Heat stroke is a medical emergency. Signs include a high body temperature, confusion, rapid heartbeat, dizziness, fainting, nausea, or vomiting. Officials say to call 911 immediately, move the person to a cooler location, and help lower their body temperature. The Red Cross also warns that extreme heat combined with a power outage can be especially dangerous. Residents should stay in air conditioning when possible and keep coolers stocked with food, water, and medicine. For additional heat safety information, the Red Cross recommends downloading the free first aid and emergency apps available by searching for the American Red Cross in your smartphone's app store or by visiting redcross.org/apps. Additional information on the American Red Cross can be found at redcross.org. Plans are coming together for the Independence Day celebration in Taylorville. The customary parade on the square opens the proceedings at 10 that day, with the fireworks over Lake Taylorville in the evening. Retired local dentist and current Taylorville School Board member Dr. Ron Miser will serve as the parade's grand marshal. Vendors at the marina, augmented musical performances, and more additions are set to mark 250 years of the United States' independence. Alderwoman Amy Hagan has played a notable role in the organization of the festivities. So too has Jeffrey Ortman, the superintendent of Lake Taylorville, with respect to the happenings there. They say food will be among the goods available from the vendors at the marina.
We have the municipal band out there every year at the lake. They set up there at the marina to play music for everybody. And then we have, we did a count this morning, probably around 9 or 10 vendors as well will be out there. We have all different kinds of food, corn dogs, funnel cakes, lemon shake-ups. We brought in a lot more vendors over the years, and we are always very excited about the 4th of July.
Didn't you say there'd be ice cream?
Yes.
There's an ice cream vendor. So
Okay.
there's
There
your
is.
ice cream.
Yeah,
If
okay.
you don't get it at lunch, you'll get it at dinner.
That's
Okay.
right. And she makes homemade ice cream. It's
Okay.
not store-bought. It is homemade, and it is wonderful.
Ed Cleaton, along with his wife Becky, donated a significant portion of the money used to put on the fireworks show. He says contributing to the cause was his way of giving back to the community for its support of Cleaton Sanitation Service, which he owns.
It's the 250th, so me and my wife have been discussing doing something wonderful for Christian County, because if it wasn't for the patronism from our Christian County residents, we wouldn't be where we're at. honestly, the customers around Christian County are just wonderful. I mean, we couldn't have done it without them, and we want to give back to our customers. And we was like, well, everybody, not everybody, but most everybody goes out that we can't, we want to reach the most people as we can. And it was just like, this would be the best way to do it. And thank everybody for helping us get to where we're at. And the city, I understood, didn't have quite the funds, and the funding wasn't there for the fireworks. So we just talked to Amy and Jeff about it. Here we are.
Hagan says the Cletons learned of the fundraising effort for the fireworks show early on, but they continued the call for community members to pitch in with smaller dollar donations.
I was in the early infancy stages of that outreach, and somehow Ed and Becky caught wind of this. I'm assuming because of Jeffrey and his affiliation with them. And they said, we really want to help with this. This is important to our community. We love our community. We want to make sure we have fireworks here. And I said, I want to make sure that by you guys writing a check to the degree that you are, this doesn't negate the fact that you want, Jane Doe and John Doe to still bring in $5 and $500 and $125 and whatever they can bring in for the benefit of fireworks going forward. And they said, anybody else contributing to this does not detract from our gift. We want the community to take part in this. We want it to be great. And whatever carryover money there is, then let's carry it over and let's have these funds earmarked for years in the future.
Ortman says the fact that the fireworks show is held over the lake every year means everything to him.
We've had some improvements done out there at the lake here lately. The beach area got a brand new retaining wall. The bathhouse got some improvements on that. I will like to give a shout out real quick to my guys. I got Brian, I got Casey, and I got Corey and Robert, Gina, Brooke, everybody that works out there. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be in the situation that we are. They take so much pride into this place. They work so hard and to make this place look so good. And with all the extra stuff that we got, the vendors, all the donations that we've received, I've done some other improvements that I want to make that place look so beautiful. It's just like on top of the dam, we put out flags with all the help from Ed and Becky and everybody else that's made donations. Yep. That display is going to be beautiful this year. We have 50 flags that are going up.
More information on the Taylorville Independence Day plans is available on a Facebook post by the Greater Taylorville Chamber of Commerce. You can find a link to that post on this story on our website, TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. Ed Cleton, Amy Hagan, and Jeffrey Ortman appeared as guests on the WTIM Morning Show. And now, a word from Taylorville Community Credit Union.
This is Will Perkins with Taylorville Community Credit Union. We are pleased to announce the beginning of our 12th annual Freedom Tree Food Drive. All TCCU locations will be accepting non-perishable food items and monetary donations to benefit our local food pantries. Over the past 12 years, we have collected thousands of pounds of boxed and canned food items, as well as thousands of dollars in monetary donations. Donations will be accepted from Monday, June 15th through Friday, July 10th. We invite all area residents to donate at any of our convenient locations in Taylorville, Hillsborough, Litchfield, and Pana. Member NCUA.
The Christian County CEO program is getting ready for another academic year of teaching students about running businesses. The class is set for this year. 16 students from schools across the county will take part. There will be some changes, including the way AI is integrated into the course. Neil Hohenstein, the program's facilitator, says students and their families will attend an orientation on August 10th.
Basically, that just it's an open invite for parents and students just to give them an idea, since, this is a little bit different than what you experience from a traditional classroom setting. We invite parents and students in. There's a nice meal. There'll be some people that will talk about CEO Mary. She's our president. She will speak a little bit about the value system, and then just kind of where we've come from on it. And then basically what to expect, the work that's expected, the workload that's expected, and then how you could kind of incorporate that into what you're going to be doing whenever school starts. And for all of us, it seems like we get started a little earlier and earlier, but we're mid-August this year. They put it out to teachers every year on they don't want to go past Memorial Day. And if we want a long Christmas break, well, then we have to start a little earlier. The amount of days doesn't change. We have to do the same amount. So if we want a longer Christmas break or a longer Easter break, and we want to be done by Memorial Day, then we just have to start a little earlier. So I guess that's open and it can fluctuate, but it seems that most teachers want to do those things. So that just means we start a little, closer to the beginning of August than we used to.
While some students may think of their individual business idea before the first class, there is time during the early part of the year to brainstorm.
People come in thinking that they have to have an idea for their own personal business. And we kind of run two different things simultaneously. We're trying to raise funds, so we will brainstorm a class business. But as far as and we will run those even up. We started at the beginning of October last year. So we've been at Chili Fest the last few years with our first business. But with regard to the individual business, some of them have an idea. Some of them come in and they are doing something. They're looking to maybe grow that a little bit. But to be honest with you, that's not generally the case. A lot of them don't have a clue, and that is completely fine. So, we're going on tours. We have different speakers come in, and there's people that they're connecting with, and then each one of the students gets a mentor. So they really get to kind of think about that through the first half of school. And then when we come back in after Christmas break, we're really dialing in on what do you want to do? And then that's when they start getting some of the money that they worked hard to get the first half to get that started. So what do you want to do? What are you good at? What do you like doing? And what kind of need are you filling? And then start playing around with that.
Hohenstein attended a retreat for local program facilitators earlier this summer. He says participants discussed how artificial intelligence can be used for the benefit of students while maintaining engagement and learning.
AI was one of the big topics and just ways to help students think about that a little differently and how that's going to work with them as they go forward past their senior year of high school, to where you're not just using it as a glorified Google search engine. So actually having it help you to do actual work and to plan, and just realizing that everyone's going to be using that. So how can you get better at doing that? And that was actually some of the conversation that we had at the retreat. Doug Vilhard came in and did a demonstration. Of course, agentic is the new kind of buzzword of how you could make these large language models work for you, as opposed to just asking it a question about, write a 3-page paper on Caesar.
At a previous retreat, attendees previewed a documentary the Midland Institute for Entrepreneurship created called 1 to 100. It's about 2 CEO programs in Alabama in which students are each given $1 and are challenged to turn it into $100 through entrepreneurship endeavors.
It shows what's going on behind the scenes, that these students are trying to figure out ways to generate some income, and they only have a week to do it, or 8 days, I think. So it's great that some of the kids I don't have time, but trying to mitigate. Well, I'm on the basketball team, I'm on this, and I'm doing that. And it was all around Valentine's Day a couple years ago. So, it really shows the kids pushing themselves, and some of the kids made turned $1 into $1,500. So they call it fair market value. So the idea is, like, you just can't go call your grandma and like, hey, I need $100. I got this stupid thing going. You have to write down. So you have to document your time so you can kind of go back and see, and how you're able to make that $1. And so a lot of them are doing work. And like the one kid he had a pressure washer, and he put like 1/3 of a gallon of gas in it with his $1, and so he could run his pressure washer, go make some money. But some of the kids having to deal with failure and having to deal with resilience. And then one of the best lines I heard was one of the kids said, I didn't know that I could work 12 hours a day. And I'm like,
Hohenstein reminds business owners within Christian County they can be involved as guest speakers, tour hosts, mentors, or investors. Those interested in doing so can contact him at nhohenstein@tcusd3.org. More information on the Christian County CEO program is available at christiancountyceo.com. Neil Hohenstein appeared as a guest on the WTIM Morning Show. Lakeland College's Laker Food Pantry helped combat food insecurity among students in 2025 by providing more than 6,100 meals throughout the year. College officials say the on-campus pantry distributed a total of 6,113 nutritious meals to students facing food insecurity. Located in the Luther Student Center, the pantry offers free groceries and shelf-stable food items to students in need. Available items include canned soups, pasta, rice, cereal, granola bars, crackers, canned fruits and vegetables, and other non-perishable foods. The Laker Food Pantry is supported through partnerships with organizations including the Eastern Illinois Food Bank, which supplies food to pantries, soup kitchens, shelters, and other hunger relief programs across 21 Illinois counties. The pantry is open during the school year, Monday through Friday, from 11 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon. Students interested in learning more about the pantry or volunteer opportunities can contact Lakeland College's Student Wellness Center. And now, a word from Heartland Bank and Trust.
Your son was 3 when you planted that tree in your backyard. Now he's grown, planting seeds and making memories with his own kids. Let Heartland Bank help you grow more memories with banking options for every stage of your life. Welcome, former CNB customers. We're your community bank. Heartland Bank. We build relationships that nurture and grow your dreams. Visit us today at hbtbank.com, member FDIC.
With less than 50 days to go, leaders at the Illinois State Fair are putting the final touches ahead of one of the biggest events in the summer. Those final touches include finalizing a grandstand lineup, which features a sold-out show by country music star Ella Langley. For fair manager Rebecca Clark, the Illinois State Fair has much more to offer than just music. The Illinois State Fair runs August 13th through the 23rd in Springfield. A reminder for parents of high school student athletes in Illinois, this week is a mandatory dead period, and that's according to the IHSA's Sam Knox. The football season starts August 21st. Get local news anytime at Taylor